fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Oh, I can't wait, Dean. Fast track, fast drivers. Closing in on the end of the season. We're going to see comers and goers tonight because of pit strategy. Dean, we had a great race last week. Amazing race. One of the best we've seen in a long, long time. Can't wait to see what these boys do tonight at Iowa. It was, and Walker had to earn that win. Ryman gave him all that he needed. Of course, we talked about Marvin. Marvin was there the whole night. Had a really fast car. We were rooting for him, but by God, the race gods giveth and taketh away, and he was under some stiff competition last week. So can't wait to see if he can get on top of the horse tonight and take it to the checkered flag. Yeah, it sure is, Dean. And track position is going to be key tonight as well. This is a big track, bigger for these super late model cars. We're going to see two grooves tonight. Getting word in the chat room right now on YouTube. We can't hear you, Dean, so I'm going to, do a lot of the talking and piece it all together. But as we move forward tonight, we're going to see some championship hopes set up tonight. We're going to see some championship failures happen as well. So we're looking forward to a solid evening tonight of
Test.
Right now, we're taking a look at the championship standings. It looks like Walker Cole leads it. His dad close behind in second place, tied, and I say close behind. Oh, it's only 20 points. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong screen. And then Colin Kennedy, Marvin Termeyer, Adam Newton rounds out the top five for what we have right now in the championship standings. All of them in striking distance, Dean, for the championship.
Yes, and I think I'm back, and I want to thank our viewers for that. We might have done a whole broadcast and not noticed that, so thanks for the tip on that. And hey, I'm Dean Doucette in the booth with Baron Labasco. Baron, a great job as always covering a thrilling event here coming up in Iowa. I love these tracks. I mean, this was my first super late experience, Baron. It was to get on Iowa. Got talked into it. Not a super late guy. And I'm telling you, it might have been the first time in 2 years that I smiled that much. I was grinning ear to ear. It was so much fun out here.
Yeah, it sure is, and you're going to see some guys really, really, uh, uh, really paint that white line, but it's bumpy down there, Dean. I mean, it's going to be jostly for these guys. Got to have a handful. There are the wheels twitching fast, right? Other things are twitching while you're doing that, and then all of a sudden you come out on these straightaways and you pound that gas all the way down into the next turn, turn 3 and 4, smooth on the bottom, right? And then you'll see guys fan out through 3 and 4. They'll use the high, the middle, and the low line all the way around to that dog leg. Dean's great track for racing. And thank you, Jeff, for confirming we can hear Dean now on YouTube. So thank you to my YouTube fans there in the chat. Shout out your favorite driver in there, boys, because we're going to have a good one tonight.
Yeah, good way to get them on air too. If you mention them, we'll get a look at them during the race. And of course, qualifying just wrapping up, and that is the k-t.org qualifying, a great sponsor there. Please go look up that website and support that cause.
Yeah, great organization, great sponsorship. Been with us since go, and gosh, we hope you get over there and check out what we can do for some of these men and women. Jeff Kennedy, Mason Tenbrook, am I saying that right? He's in the room tonight. Darren's with us tonight. We got the regulars in here, of course, and we got the regulars on the track.
Love it. Love to see the guys out in the chat. And here is tonight's starting grid. It's Mr. Excitement, Austin Miller on the pole tonight in the number 42 with a time of 23.847. Colin J. Kennedy starts on the outside of row number 2. Could it be his night? He's rocking a new paint scheme out there tonight. I like the looks of that. You got Andrew Perry starting third. Really nice seeing the 33 up here starting in third position. Marvin Termeyer Jr. will start on the outside of row number 1. And actually, it's Marvin with that new paint job. Looks like Colin's still got the nice paint job he's always had. You have Fred Lester starting in the inside of row number 3 with Adam Cole in our qualifying sponsor car on the outside of row number 3. In row 4, it's Walker Cole, our points leader, along with Adam Newton, last year's second place in the points for Adam. Brian Cole starts back in ninth. You don't see that too often, and he's got company with Chris Shannon in row 5. And in row 6, you got Ryman Castle and Tyler Lem. So this field's starting to look tougher and tougher each and every week out here. You got Jeff Werderman, Pearson, Hines, Herzog, and Roel rounding out the field. And like I said, Baron, the longer we get into this, the more we see it's getting top to bottom with talent here.
Yeah, there's no easy mark in this field right now, and you'll see some of these guys in the championship hunt really working both lanes today. But God, I can't wait for this race. I just love this race every season, and it's kind of cool.
It is. I mean, the thing I loved about it when I raced here, now probably didn't race it appropriately, folks, but we were racing 3 and 4 wide, and that is possible here. And I think you'll see a little bit of that through 3 and 4 at different points in this race.
And we talked a little bit about pitch strategy. Last time we were out here, we saw pitch strategy play a major role with this. So these guys don't have that fast repair anymore. So they're going to keep the fenders on it tonight, Dean, but tires are going to matter. But more importantly, so's that aero on this car tonight.
Yeah, aero coming into play in the super lates. You don't say that too often. But here we go, getting ready to go with Mr. Excitement on the pole. He doesn't often, he usually comes through the field to, put that excitement on us. Tonight from the pole, he'll have his chance. And I like Colin J. Kennedy tonight, though, Baron. I mean, I just got a feeling this might be his kind of track here.
Yeah, Colin always running solid these days. He's going to be a threat. He's got to get past that 42, Dean.
That will be tough. We know how he rolls the centers, and we know you can do that here as well.
Yeah, so what we've seen week in and week out with Austin Miller is how he turns that center of that car. So be on the watch out for that, boys and girls. This is going to be a hell of a race.
Green flag down and away. Miller and Kennedy fighting. Perry's right there. Everybody looking good here, heading down into 1.
Yeah, a little bit of tire spin for both rows on the front. So track might be a little dirty right now in those cold tires.
Looks like Walker's back there trying to make moves already. Brian Cole with them and Adam Cole. So the Coles all together up here. Oh, and up the track goes Kennedy, and he's on his lid.
Oh, no.
Colin J. Kennedy already early, tumbling and tumbling, finally coming to rest.
Women's gymnastics team would be proud of those tumbles right there, Dean. I mean, that's a hell of a spin.
I don't know about that landing.
Hey, he stuck it. Put a foot down.
Let's take a look at it. Kennedy here, in the middle to high. Tires a little cold, and just got a small piece of Perry, and that overcorrection or perhaps the contact made him turn up into the wall, and that is not good for Mr. Kennedy.
Yep, early on in the race, what a mess. That's too bad. People getting into some real estate there, and we see Colin on his lid.
Early pit strategy coming into play. Fred Lester, Newton, Castle all in. Of course, Kennedy is coming in as well, and God, you got to feel for him. It's so early. I'm not sure what happened in that incident. Not really our job to decide, but a shame nonetheless.
Yep. So we got some takers on pit road. Some guys either making adjustments or adding fuel. It's always confusing to me, Dean. I can never figure out what these boys are doing, but I got to tell you, every once in a while they'll pull a strategy like this. One of them wins the race.
Yeah. Well, you look at Fred Lester and Newton, it looks like gas and goes for those guys. Ryman Castle, probably a gas and go. And then you got Kennedy still on pit road, and he's got work to do. Like we said, no fast repair now, so he'll try and get some work done, perhaps try and stay on the lead lap. I'm not sure if that's possible. Here comes Chris Shannon in, so some late takers. Bruce Pearson comes in as well, and they're thinking strategy here. This has got to be gas mileage, is it not?
Has to be. I agree with you, Dean. Has to be these guys, burning up their calculators inside their cars right now, talking about I can make it from here. I'd love to see it. I think we had a great gas mileage race a couple weeks back. We had Jeff Werdeman win that race, so he figured out the fuel mileage and made it work to his advantage. And we'll see what these guys got.
Yeah, something I always have trouble with using that Canadian calculator I have. It just never seems to spit out the right numbers, Baron.
Yeah, and we had Jason Spear in the booth last night, and that boy can't count unless he's naked up to 21. So we know what counting can do for us all here.
That's often the state he's in, though, is it not, Baron?
Depends on how much whiskey he's had, honestly.
Here we are in the Gunslinger Whiskey 100. Early caution, Colin J. Kennedy, unfortunately, doing some tumbles out there and reminiscent of a little gymnast routine there.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too banged up. We'd like to see him continue here, but he's in the pits right now doing a lot of repair.
I must be getting old, Baron. The only gymnast I can come to mind is Natalie Comaneci or whatever that one was.
Yeah, well, I think she was cute too. Boy, have you seen
Is that what it was?
Still,
Maybe
still
that's why
very
it's
cute.
stuck in
Yeah.
my mind.
We were kids, So here we are looking at the board. Tyler Lem and Jeff Werdeman both up 6 spots. Barry Hines, Mark Herzog, and Alan Rowell up 7 spots. So comers and goers here, right? The pit strategy has helped, but these guys are finding themselves in the mix now.
They are, and don't look now, but the 3 Coles sit 3rd through 5th all of a sudden. So the Cole train's out there as well.
It's the Cole train.
A little Friday night action.
Old school action there too, Dean. You're bringing out the soul in me, my friend.
Oh my goodness, I can see it already. Austin Miller out front. Marvin Termeyer up here in second. Haven't touched on him too much tonight. Love the paint job. He's got that Powell's machine out there.
Yeah, good-looking car, and he's got good-looking company underneath him. Here comes Walker Cole in that Krispy Kreme machine.
Man,
Dean, Krispy Kremes or Dunkin' Donuts? Where you at with this, man? Oh, you like Tim Hortons. I forgot.
That's right. Canadian. Come on.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, Adam Cole almost gets to the wall there. Quick dive underneath, and he's safe. But that brings Brian Cole up to his bumper.
Yeah, it's a little, when you start, and Marvin doing the same thing, you ride that high line to carry a little speed, and that curl, yaw out on you a little bit if you're too heavy-footed there, Baron.
Yeah, and we've seen that a few times now. So, or if you overdrive it going into the turn, it wants to plow up the hill. So we'll see what Austin Miller can do. He's got a lot of pressure from high and low right now.
He really does, but Austin, he's probably just rolling these nice and calm. That'll pay off later on. Right now, Marvin pushing, Walker pushing. They're thinking about splitting Miller and making it 3 wide, but that doesn't work.
No, and 3 wide is a bit aggressive for even Iowa, but we'll see. These guys have made it work before.
Definitely doable, not advisable. Fred Lester's got an issue down through the grass. Mr. Lester in trouble, but he's saving it. Is he? I'm not sure. Got to come off of there.
He got it. He's got it. He's good.
Of course, there's Colin Kennedy still out there, and I think he might still be on the lead lap, so Colin J. Kennedy's still there. Marvin working on the leader. So Marvin Termeyer Jr. trying to take a peek underneath our leader, Austin Miller. Walker Cole is falling back a little bit into the clutches of father and uncle, who are side by side thinking about trading paint.
Yeah, and it's the Cole train right there in third, fourth, and fifth, all arguing over the same piece of real estate. Meanwhile, Marvin Termile giving Austin Miller all he can handle. We've been hoping that Marvin gets into victory lane. Dean, you're his crew chief now. He's there. What are you telling him?
I'm telling him to be patient. It's a long race. We're on lap 12. Let's not do anything dumb. It's too early. You're not going to get away at this point in the race, so let's just take it easy here and ride in behind Miller and just try to save some little bit of tire here.
Yeah, and long runs can happen in the and he's going for the pass. He's got a nose underneath Austin right now, and see if Austin acquiesces or that's a big word. God, I just used a school word in this broadcast.
Wow.
Shame on me.
Baron bringing out the big brain.
Man, I need to put that away.
Put that away.
More whiskey.
That has no place in this booth.
More whiskey. Slide job. He does it in front of Austin.
There you go. Back to the slide job. I love it. Marvin Termeyer to the point. So as anybody that I've ever tried to teach, they don't listen. Marvin didn't listen to me. Out to the front he goes.
Yeah, he sure does. P1 for the 16 car, and P2 for Austin Miller. I don't think Austin's gonna let him get too far ahead of him though. I think Austin's managing his stuff right now.
Well, could this be a thing? Now we talked about Austin rolling the center and all that, and that can be done here. But, this is a little bigger track. Is it possible that maybe, short track versus kind of your standard NASCAR track is going to play a little different with some drivers?
I'm sure it could. And, it seems like Marvin is quite happy out here with the lead. He's actually put a little distance between him and the 42. I still think what you'll notice back there, look at the 10 car. 10 car we know always in the mix at the end of the race. 10 cars right now, keeping his fenders on it, and under pressure from Tyler Lem. But I don't think it concerns Brian. I think he understands. I think he and the 42 both understand it's going to be a longer run tonight, and I think they are saving their stuff, Dean.
More than likely, but it's hard to say. It looks like a lot of guys driving pretty cautious here. Here comes Shannon, though. He made that early pit stop, so he's got a little more fuel in that car. And boy, oh boy, pushing up a little bit there, but he keeps it down. But Shannon going to be a threat as well. Herzog's up 7 spots, but loses 1 there to Shannon.
Yeah, and I think Herzog is probably doing a bit of the same. Like, go ahead, Chris, go on by. I'll see if I can't catch you later on.
Well, it's a frustrating track. To try and pass on here, you got to get it done right here coming out of 2. You got to get up in front of them. Otherwise, you got to go low in 3 and 4, and it's really a slide job thing. But with this kind of traffic, there's no slide job available, so you got to stay down there, and you just can't get the drive off, Baron.
Right, and that outside line actually pins your effort to get down the straightaway, so you're right. 1 and 2 is typically the place where you see most of these guys do their passing because it's a tighter turn for them on the inside. They'll be able to clear them coming out. But 3 and 4 is really fast if you're on that high line. When I used to drive it, I would be on the low line in 1 and 2 and in the high line on 3 and 4 and managing that long dogleg straightaway.
With Andrew Perry here. Perry started up towards the front. I believe he did pit, so he's put himself back in here in jeopardy, and you can just see what he's dealing with here. There's nowhere to go here, Baron, as they fan out almost 4 wide there.
Oh, yeah, it's a parking lot right now, and he's got no place to go. And you can see Andrew loses a bit of the nose when he gets closer to the 47 car, but he can't do anything with it until the 5 car clears him.
I love the way the cars fan out, though, in the corners. As you see here, it's Alan Rowell coming underneath. So Alan trying to make a move on Perry.
Oh, and Herzog's in the wall, and he's drifting back. So Herzog nicked it.
And that is kind of the thing around here, isn't it, Baron? You push the limits, and one little mistake, and bam, you've lost 10 spots.
Yeah, and Mark is a veteran driver, so he's cussing himself right now, but he'll be back. There's not a lot on that car that's going to hold him back right now, but he'll be back.
Well, Like I always say when I fall to the back, it's alternate strategy time, and that's the way you got to look at it. It's an opportunity, everything is. But what do they say? Don't let a good crisis go to waste.
That's right. So, looking at this, what a knot we got back from second all the way back here. I mean, second's just in touch with our leader, Marvin Termeyer, and then third on back. Well, Adam Cole's got clear of the mix. I stand corrected. I'm way wrong on this, Dean. I'm going to be in the corner over here shutting up.
You're quite fine. It's close enough. Walker out here in fourth position. Brian Cole now working on him. And this is the type of driver that we look at here. Mr. Brian Cole in the 10. Patient and known to be, conservative with the tires. You expect him to do good on the long run here.
Yeah, and he's working his son right now. That came out wrong. He's working on his son. That still come out wrong. He's trying to pass the 10
You're in
car.
detention now. Go sit in the corner for a minute. Regroup. Chris Shannon's still trying to make moves here. Werderman in the 81 looking good. He's got a win here. Oh, and that's Newton. Newton gets loose. Nice save by him, but track position. He's going to go back and join Herzog at the back.
Yeah, good catch. So we're staying green, and that's the byproduct of this track being big. And boy, I tell you what, these tires are starting to wear in. To see some of these guys getting really loose off the turns.
Yeah, it's all about throttle control here, and you put too much throttle combined with too much wheel, and she'll break loose on you.
Sure will, and boy, I love it. So take a look at up front. Marvin Termeyer out to a second and a quarter on Austin Miller. Didn't see this coming. Marvin's got a fast car tonight.
Well, Marvin's often been fast. I don't know if we've seen him jump out to this big a lead before, but this is great for Marvin. The question with him is always, can he finish? And will the strategy or just the natural happenstance of the race allow Marvin to win? Sometimes, like for instance, he didn't pit there early on. Some guys did. Will that be something that holds him back? Who knows? But Marvin, who's been snake bit, out here leading, and we're always rooting for him as he's the owner of this league, and really just a fun guy to be around.
Yeah, he sure is, and of course we booth jinxed him again. He went from 1.2 to 89, 8/10 of a second. So I'm going to shut up about Marvin now. I'm going to drive his race.
Well, we look in on Austin Miller in the in-car by comparison here, and they look similar. A little different line here at Austin.
Yeah, I love this look in. You can see how Austin's got a nice smooth arch going into the turn. The bumps don't upset him too much. Little counter steer coming out down that straightaway, and he's off trying to chase down that 16. That's running identical lines to Marvin right now. So Marvin and he are in lockstep with where their car is performing the best.
Got to tell you, I'm really surprised. I'm going to take another look here as we go down into one, and just where these guys are running. This is more than a lane up the track through 1 and 2. I mean, I absolutely love this track. I'm not a super late guy, but I am on the yellow line in both corners all the time. Well, especially in 1 and 2. I mean, I'll take that back. 3 and 4 you can run high, but 1 and 2, I get down to that yellow line constantly, and I'm really surprised to see where they're running, Darren.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you, Dean. I paint those yellow lines. Sometimes I'm underneath it in 1 and 2. However, these super lates don't have the same horsepower as big cars you and I are used to driving, and it may be troublesome. It may be binding the car up, pinching it down to that yellow line. They may not be getting that straightaway speed they like.
Yeah, very well could be the issue. Look back, Walker's still in 4th position. He's got Brian with him, but look at Werderman. Werderman's having himself a night.
He sure is, and our viewers in the YouTube chat room, they said they're packed up here like a rugby scrum. Darren's out there watching this race. Darren, if you're a rugby player, cheers to you, my friend.
Yeah, we got all these rugby players. I'm getting more and more scared by the minute. I don't mind a little football, throw some pads on, but you rugby guys are next level with the toughness. These guys out here, they're going to have to show some toughness out here in this scrum that they're in now.
Yeah, and it takes more than leather balls to play rugby, Dean. So what we're gonna do is we can do that stuff all night. Yeah. Women wear pads too.
Tyler Lem out here working on Jeff Werdeman. So Tyler Lem in the 99 looking to move up 5 spots. Werdeman's up 6 right now. Back a little further, you got Newton trying to work his way back up here as he gets around Rowell.
That's a great racing, good pack formed here. These guys are fighting for real estate that ain't there. God, I love this kind of racing, Dean. These boys are really putting on a show. 2 weeks in a row here, Dean. I'm so excited. Look at them, 3 wide.
3 wide at the back of the pack here. Unbelievable stuff. A little further up is Perry trying to get back into it after he went back or had a pit stop. I'm not sure. Werdeman there, and Shannon still locked in behind the Coles, and Shannon looking way up the track now, and that's probably what I would do, at least in 3 and 4. I don't know about 1 and 2. Those guys are finding some speed up there, though, in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Shannon is doing what he can to get as much straightaway speed as he can, hoping it carries him through that turn. And if he doesn't clear Walker, he might have to try that move again.
Yeah, I mean, his car was so good on the high side here, and you might be right about it being, kind of bound up there on the bottom and then not working, as the Coles are just making him work.
Yeah, and momentum is going to be everything at a bigger track like this for these super lates. So if Chris can keep up his momentum on the bottom there, and Chris is a talented driver, he might be able to pull it off. He could clear both these boys.
Shannon trying to get through. He can't get it done soon. He might not make it at all as he fades back a little bit here. Let's take a look back out front. Marvin Termeyer is still there. There's Austin Miller. He's close. No, actually, he's lost time. So Marvin opening it up by 1.4. Back to Adam Cole. And then you get right back to this battle again where Shannon's still working on him.
Yeah, and he may have a window here, and he made his window. So
yeah,
yep.
That's like I'm gonna slide up into your window to make my window.
Literally, and you know his spawner was door corner. Oh God.
Yeah, don't listen to me anymore. I'm not spotting anymore.
I guess you're clear.
That's all that ends well is well. Here we go. Chris Shannon on the move. Regroups now and rides his line here for a few laps after he got by Walker. He's got the ever tough Brian Cole ahead and Adam Cole. So 1 Cole down, 2 to go for Chris Shannon. That's a tall order.
Yeah, and the Cole train's not easy to handle. They're all talented drivers here. So Chris Shannon finding out just how hard and just what it's like to be the meat in the sandwich.
Rowell got down the track there and faded back. So, that car not liking the low side. Everybody hung up on the high side. Kind of single file here. Lap 43 of 100 as we're clicking them off so quick here. You can see the train, the line. I'm not used to seeing this at Iowa, but these guys have found a groove, and it seems to be the main groove now.
Yeah, and we were talking to Alan weeks back, and he said that he really likes Iowa because he can charge the turn. But it seems like it's just not working out for him tonight. Charging that turn just doesn't seem to be the way his car wants to handle it.
Well, you are subject, to the setup that's provided in this league. So the setup will play a role. And, some guys like it, some guys don't on any given week.
Yeah, and it looks like the higher the line, the faster the car. They are all up there on that top line, like they're at Talladega or Daytona right now.
And they're all running down Adam Cole. So Adam's starting to fall off a little bit here as he's got brother Brian Cole coming in on him.
So now, Adam's got some company coming up on him. Austin Miller fading slightly from Marvin Termeyer, back 2nd and 3/4 down. So Marvin's got a pretty good piece here tonight with almost to the halfway point.
Well, big slide job from Chris Shannon. Does get in front of Brian Cole, but Brian with the crossover right quick like. Shannon trying to keep a bumper on the high side. He's up near the wall, doesn't touch it, and he holds on. Can he get around now on the high side?
So that's 2 gutsy passes by Chris Shannon in that 32 car. And Chris came to play tonight, and apparently he's going to make passes work, and he makes 2 the hard way.
And that's 2 coals down and 1 to go for Shannon as they go 3 wide through the corner.
And he's the highest car on the track right now. I mean, he is up there in the dirt, and he's making it work.
Yeah, I like it. You know, get up there. And 3 and 4, I really like the high line around this track. But 1 and 2, I'm so shocked, still shocked on where they're running.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, really high. I mean, they're as high as I've ever seen cars run at this track. It is smoother up there, Dean, so he may be finding a little grip up there because it's smoother, but boy, he made those 2 passes work. And I don't think Brian's all that happy with him.
Let's take a quick look at what Marvin's doing here, because I wonder, you know, he's all alone. There's a big difference being in traffic and being alone. You see Marvin passing a car here. He's kind of forced low, but I wonder if he's running a little lower through 1 and 2, because he's got full track bear and he can extend out towards the wall.
And look like he's running the middle of the high lane up there as well, 3 and 4. So he's making it carry down the dog leg here. Let's see what he does in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's still up there in that lane. So these guys really comfortable up here. Really quite surprising. And that was Bruce Pearson that he just went by. So Bruce will be in that lucky dog spot right now.
Yeah, good to see Bruce out here again. Love the paint scheme. Sad to see him fall a lap down, but we know Bruce will get himself a break, get back up there again.
Yeah, definitely. Running that Mission 22 car. Another great cause there that you guys should go think about supporting. So it's Mervyn Termeyer here at the halfway mark, leading this race and extending a little bit over Austin Miller, currently in second. But he did get out to a lead, perhaps a little too much too early, hard to say. Adam Cole has fallen into the clutches of Shannon, the Cole killer here tonight, and we'll see if he can get around one more.
Yeah, he's clicked him off one at a time, and now he's caught the 83, and he's going to do the same thing. You know, he's got a fast car. I didn't see him take tires on that pit stop, so Chris Shannon's found something for this track, and he's on the move.
Definitely on the move. Sharp-looking black car there. Always scary to see one of those black cars coming on you. We got Brian Cole sitting in 5th, Walker Cole back in 6th. It's Jeff Werderman hanging on here, up 6 spots into 7th position, and he looks strong tonight. Tyler Lem in 8th position. Here comes Herzog trying to make his way back up towards the front. So Herzog working on Perry on the low side, Perry on the high side.
Like what I'm seeing out of Mark. Mark has been patient, and he's brought that car back. And he was, you know, out of it, 10 laps ago. So good to see him making his way back to the front. And Tyler Lem having a strong night. I really like what I'm seeing out of the 99 tonight. He's, he's having a mistake-free race, and he's got his fenders on it, and he's coming to the front. So up 4 spots. Top 10 car right now for the 99. Looking good.
Yeah, Lem's been, lately really showing well. Been, I don't know, from our perspective, much improved, but a lot of times it's just luck versus no luck that show these guys the way to the front. But Lem been solid as of late. We look a little further back. You got Barry Hines back here. Very quiet night, but he's up 4 spots in the 8 machine, up to 11th position. Alan Roel right there with him in 12th. And we got a pit stop coming in. It's Marvin Termeyer, our race leader, on to pit road.
Okay, green flag pit stop happening right now. Let's see if there's any other takers. Now he's going to lose a couple laps here, so this is a very big gamble by the 16 from the lead.
Well, it's, as we say up here with TSN, our sports network, we would say the TSN turning point, perhaps. It's hard to say. But Miller's missed pit road into the barrels. At least he's hit the cone. He comes back. Maybe no penalty. He gets on, but that's a huge error for Austin Miller.
He's picked up a little damage on that car, too, Dean. That's a shame. Austin had a fast car tonight.
Yeah, it's tricky coming on pit road here. The barrels are a real thing. So Termeyer has done his service and coming out. Miller just getting in. This is huge. Here comes Perry coming in. So guys are coming in. Hines will follow him in. And we'll see here if we can get through with no caution. This is only going to benefit Marvin Termeyer even more.
Right. So now we've got pit stops happening. Let's see if anybody else takes. Oh, caution's on the track. Did I see caution? Oh, okay.
Don't say such things.
I thought I saw caution for a second on our broadcast here. Okay, so good. So Marvin, we're still green, and Marvin's got fresh tires and full fuel, so he can make it. And the leaders now, they got some decisions to do.
All right, what has happened on pit road here? I'm not sure, because Miller got into the barrels there, but he's come out ahead of Marvin Termeyer. How is this possible?
Don't know, Dean. I don't know.
So we have
I
Marvin.
for sure Marvin came out in front of him.
Marvin had a 19.9 pit stop, and Austin Miller a 12.5. Gas could be an issue on the 42 machine.
Interesting.
Either that or he's worked it out a little bit better, but this is a shocking turn of events. And now it's yellow. Though anything that could go wrong has gone wrong for Marvin Termeyer, and now Adam Cole, Brian Cole, and Chris Shannon, the big beneficiaries of this caution, and it involved Tyler Lem. Let's go ahead and get a look at what happened. Well,
oh no,
we see the end result here. I'm not sure that's exactly what happened. But okay, so we got the 33 of Perry coming off of pit road, and you got Herzog underneath Lem. We come in, nothing doing there, so they're just a little too close together going into the entry point. Wiggle, wiggle, and up on the wall. Wow, that's super unfortunate for Lem to have such a minor incident become major. And
I don't think I've ever seen one ride the wall that long.
Speaking of unfortunate, what about Marvin? Can this man get a break? My goodness, pit stops commencing.
I think he's about to get one of them, right? Because he can get the wave around the leader's pit, so he can get a wave around now.
But I mean, from
how many is he down though?
To oh, do I get a lap back? Is not.
Well, I mean, one lap's better than none. I mean, how many laps is he down? One.
Listen,
so
glass half full, glass half empty. I'm a little on the downside today. I think.
Right.
But Adam Cole out here first in by the looks of it, so he might come out of here with the race lead. What a shocking. And Miller too, don't forget about him. Even though he hit the barrels, still was ahead of Marvin. It was bizarre, man. We must have missed something. I think maybe Marvin spun. We seen him come off pit road all right. Maybe he spun or something when he came out.
I could have sworn he got out in front of Austin. Like, I could have sworn
he was coming off of pit road and Miller was barely into his stall.
Right.
So I don't know what happened there, and there's no way I can find the incident at this point, but
right.
Shocking turn of events.
Yeah. So now Adam Cole's in the lead now. Ryman Castle, a name we haven't called yet tonight, finds himself in second place. Yeah.
Ryman last week desperately trying to win that race. I think he had fresher rubber, ended up second, but it was a heck of an effort from the one car, and he looks like he's in position to make another run at it.
Well, now Ryman's in second, Brian Cole's in third. So Ryman find himself in a Cole sandwich again. And Chris Shannon, we've seen him fast all night. Now he's got fresh tires. So bad turn for Marvin. He's got older tires, and now he's at the back of the pack. So we got some work ahead of us here, Marvin.
Well, this is the danger, isn't it? And whenever you're racing and you come in a pit window, even though it's like halfway in the race, but the window might be anywhere from lap 40 to lap 60, let's say, and you come in and there's 10 more laps to go. You're just praying there is not a caution, and sometimes you get bit by it. But one man's tragedy is another man's glorious opportunity, and Adam Cole, Ryman Castle, the big beneficiaries right now.
Yeah, and we saw Adam had speed in the earlier run, so we'll see if he can capture some of the glory here.
Adam Cole on the KT.org. That's a KT support group there, and that car looking good out
Good looking
front.
car, yeah. I love that scheme. Yeah, good looking car.
Looks like Marvin will get a wave around, and that's Barry Hines right there as
Hines will get
well, and
one.
Perry.
Yep. So look at themselves on the lead lap here with that wave around. Hate it for him. Kyle Wallace is in the room, and he said, "Hey, Lem, you're not supposed to be driving up on the wall like that."
Yeah, and put all 4 tires on the track. What are you doing?
Not a lot of speed up there on the pit wall.
What were those old bike riders? What were those things? A velodrome or something they used to drive in?
Yeah, I don't know. My
Remember
goodness.
they would run in that like barrel almost, where they just go round and round.
It's got to be a Canadian thing. I can't pick up.
Someone out there knows. Tell me what the hell I'm trying to say. Sometimes they put 3 in them, Baron. It's
3?
like a little cage, 3 motorbikes, and they would just ride in circles in this little. It's like a barrel almost, like a big barrel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know. Hey.
I don't know. I'm not describing it well enough, but you definitely know. I mean, I think you were into some motorbiking, weren't you? Once upon a time.
No, that wasn't me. I like 4 wheels.
Yeah, I don't know why I like it. Adam Cole, Ryman Castle. Cole with a good start here. Gonna get out here and get this lead. Castle, though, maybe on the preferred line. Don't forget about some of these cold tires. Here comes Brian Cole coming down low. Oh, and Castle gets the wall.
Yep, he got a little too close to that wall, damn.
Oh, Shannon's contact with Walker. Walker going around with Lester. And round Walker goes.
Hold the brake. There you go. So it looks like, I don't think anybody hit Walker, did he? Oh, he's got some damage on that right front. Shannon saved it. He didn't touch anything.
Well, there was contact. There was a lot of contact out here. We see it here. Shannon's in the top here. Checks up a little bit. Walker gets into him. Lester gets into Walker, and it's on. So I think Shannon checked up a little bit for Werdeman, and that's kind of what caused the whole incident. I don't know about fault or anything. Sometimes just a racing deal.
Well, it looked like they both saved it from neither one of them hit the wall, and it didn't look like Walker got hit by anybody else. So we're in pretty good shape there. Lucky, by both drivers.
We gotta hide some sex messages on our chat here. They like coming around here, Baron. Is that your doing?
I prefer Pornhub.
Well, I like the honesty anyway, not shy.
It's all free.
Is that how you like your women, free?
That's how you like your porn. No reason to pay for it anymore. Shit, haven't had a subscription in years.
Well, we're starting to turn south, folks.
Were you a Playboy guy or were you a Penthouse guy, Dean?
Oh, Playboy. I like my ladies classy.
The classy ones that take off their clothes, you mean?
Exactly.
Nice.
Adam Cole out front. Brian Cole right there in second now, the 10 ever dangerous. Ryman Castle with a surge late in this race will be in third. It's Mark Herzog up 12 spots into fourth. Werderman up 8 into fifth. Roel, he's up 11 into sixth. So these guys all doing extremely well. Lester hanging in down a couple. Newton right where he started. And Miller down 8. But back in this thing, him and Walker Cole back here, they got a lot of work to do. And of course, Marvin, man, he was looking good. But this helps Marvin a little bit. He's back on the lead lap, sitting in 11th, and he can make some moves now.
Quite a bit of moves are going to need to be made here with 29 to go. I got faith in Marvin, but we got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, I don't. That's a lot of cars to pass around this track. It's one thing when you're out in the lead that you can stretch it out another. It's another in traffic trying to get around people. But we'll see what Marvin can do. He was awful quick, and he's coming in. So Marvin's coming in here, and this is a play for tires, I believe.
So footnote, we got a vote for Hustler magazine in the chat room. So you're a Playboy guy. I'm pretty much a Penthouse guy. We got a Hustler fan in the room. So Hustler gets its vote.
I'm missing it. I'm looking over there. I'm not seeing any votes for Hustler. Who we got on Hustler? I want to know in particular what Darren's preference is there.
Darren said Hustler.
Ah, Darren, you
Darren's a
dirty
Hustler fan.
dog.
So shout out to Kyle and Darren. Those guys hanging with us tonight in the chat room. If you like us, put a like on Wind Tunnel TV. Put a like on Raid Super Furniture Mart Super Series here. Like us all. It'll get more fans into the seats, and we'll see some more of these guys showcasing what they can do week in and week out.
All right, we didn't think it was the Cole's night, but here we are. Adam Cole leading Brian Cole. And out of all the Coles, Cole, we're always talking Coles, but Adam would love to get one on these guys. Probably Brian and Son Walker have gotten the best of Adam a little bit. And I think Adam is thinking, hey, tonight's my night, boys.
For sure. Yeah, he's got a pretty quick car there. I like what Marvin did. Came in and got fresh tires. Why not? Right? We've seen it work before, but it hasn't worked from 13th place. Well, we'll see if Marvin pull a rabbit out of his hat here.
Yeah, he might be able to do something. I doubt he can get to the lead, but we might not be done with cautions, so we'll see how this all plays out. You think the Coles would probably play nice with each other, but I don't know if everybody else wants to play so nice.
Yeah, Ryman Castle desperate for a win back there. Herzog's found himself into third. We know that guy's a player, so let's see what happens here, man. Dean, I like it. Closing laps. These guys about ready to get it on.
Peace truck's off. Adam down and away. A little violent turn down the track there. He's got a good jump on Brian. Brian's got that preferred high line. Ryman Castle, though, underneath him. Can he get a run off the corner? I like the run I'm seeing from the one, and Brian's in the wall. Brian Cole, you don't see that every day, up into the wall. Herzog gets around.
Yep, so Herzog managing a pass here for third. And Brian just tagging the wall, and then there's a knot behind him.
Oh, and we're hearing some tires. There's some accident. You got Werderman down the track. No yellow yet. Rowell way up the track. And yellow does come out.
All right, that was a mess.
Yeah, something a little bit going on there with Werderman was involved. Rowell was involved somehow. And you see it up in front here. We're going to get a better look in on this.
See if we can look from Marvin's car there. There it is. Yep.
See here, up in front. Just a little contact on entry. Werderman down, Rowell up. And Marvin coming on through. Looks like Pearson come on through there.
Looks like everybody got around it without getting hit too much. So I think all parties involved pretty in good shape now, right? What do you think?
I think so. Interesting. Here comes Newton down pit road. What an interesting move with 25 to go. Adam Newton on pit road.
Well, he's probably taking a playbook or a play page out of Austin Miller's playbook there. And Austin took fresh tires 1 week from the 7th spot and made a win out of it.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I thought it was interesting that Marvin tried this last time. Now, even a little bit later, but definitely getting tires here. So the 5 machine with fresh rubber, we'll see what he can do. There's Marvin. He's made his way up to 9th. So he picked up a couple of spots there under that caution. But up front, still Adam Cole. And now he has shook off his brother who fell back to 4th. Now it's Castle and Herzog, 2nd and 3rd. So what type of whiskey you like there, Baron?
Well, I'm a Jack Daniels man, Dean, and all forms of Jack Daniels, as long as it's got Jack Daniels written on the front. You know what? The Jack Daniels Winterfest tastes like Christmas in your mouth.
Wow. I don't know. I've never described anything as winter in my mouth,
Christmas in your mouth, and it is the holiday season. So happy holidays to everybody out here listening. As we wind down this season of the Furniture Mart Super Series. What do we got? One more race after this, I think? Two?
2 more races, I believe. Maybe, yeah, 2 more, I think, we got coming up. Let's get a look in on the schedule here and see. So we got ourselves the Sinners and Saints 100 at Bristol, and then the Royal Flush Septic Services 150. Unfortunately, Baron, I'm not sure you're going to make that one.
I will not be at Sinners and Saints, but I will be at the Royal Flush.
See,
When
I
best
don't,
half of the
folks,
world.
I don't think he was able to make the last race, but once he heard it was the Royal Flush, he couldn't resist.
Put that on the calendar. Locked in.
Well, we'll bring in Jason Spear perhaps for the Sinners and Saints. Where do you think he falls? Sinner or Saint?
I think Jason would tell you he's a saint while he's sinning.
That sounds about right. I think you nailed it on the head there.
Jason's a great guy, boy. We love to have fun with him. We miss him up here in the booth. A lot of fun having Jason around. Always good for a joke and really straight shooter. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see Jason more often up here with us.
I'd like to see if we get Darren up here one of these nights and see what he's got for the booth.
Well, we were talking about porn earlier, so there's a prime example. He's getting treatment for it, though, Dean. I understand it.
These are the skills that
babysat.
you need to be in the booth. Adam Cole, Ryman Castle, Herzog, Brian Cole, Lester, Miller, Walker Cole, Shannon, Termeyer, and Pearson, your top 10.
Looks like they finally got him re-racked here, and we're getting 21 to go. Dean, you got a pick out here?
Well, my pick was the first guy out, so I don't think I want to pick anybody else. I wouldn't curse anybody a second time here.
You want to put the booth jinx on him, huh?
I really don't. I mean, but all these guys, these two up front, and Herzog, I mean, I'll take these three against Brian Cole, because Brian I love, but he's got his victories. I like to see one of these other guys get out here. Adam Cole or Castle in particular. Nice to see those two get a win.
Yeah, and don't look now, but here comes Austin Miller. He's back in the mix again in 5th place. Look at that car. And he had damage, too. Look at him making his run.
Always dangerous, and we do call him Mr. Excitement. You never know what he's going to do out there. Adam, another great launch, gets position over Ryman Cole. The top 3 line up. Looks like Lester making a move on Brian Cole for 4th.
Yeah, and there's a name we don't call too often up here in the top 4. Having a great night, Fred Lester.
Here comes Walker Cole way down on the bottom. Walker trying to make a move.
That was the definition of a war hoop, Dean, what you just saw there.
The old war hoop. Up front, Castle looking to make a move on Adam Cole. Adam on the preferred line, though, gets a drive off the corner.
So, these guys are, bottlenecking that inside line. And I know these guys are desperate to get to the top, especially got fresh tires. Like, man, I'm faster than you. Let me by. Let me go. And they won't do that. That's not the way these guys are built.
That's not the way any racer's built. We're not going to let you go with 18 to go here. Adam Cole out here extending ever so slightly as Lester continues to battle Brian Cole. Nice drive in by the 48, looking to move up. Is there room? Can he slide up? Yes, but Cole underneath. Herzog in the wall. They both go by. And here comes Miller.
Yeah, Herzog snake bit tonight.
Definitely is a little snake bit. Miller making moves, and he's got Shannon beside him, who's a lot of fast cars back here, a lot of tough competition, and Shannon's got the wall.
Shannon's up in the wall.
So that wall will grab you, folks. It's got arms. It'll reach out and grab you.
You think these boys ain't driving hard? Take a look at that. Those are two of our most talented drivers out there putting themselves in a wall trying to get positions.
They are working it as hard as humanly possible. Herzog down low, looking to get by Brian Cole. Brian, a little wiggle on the high side, but has the speed off. Almost contact. Down goes Herzog, down to the yellow line. Cole on the high side, getting the drive off. These guys are really battling all along. Adam Cole remains out front. We got 15 to go. Castle chasing.
Now, something interesting that I want to bring up real quick, Dean. I know we're getting to the end of the race. Chris Shannon hit that wall, right? And he didn't bend it down in front of traffic and wreck somebody else's race. He left it up there until he could get that car safely off that wall and blend into traffic. That's racecraft, folks. If you're a new racer to the iRacing series or any kind of iRacing system, make sure you learn that lesson, because that is an important one to learn. Getting off the soapbox now.
Oh, it's a great one to be on. And Herzog's loose underneath Cole. He gathers it up, and he'll fall in line. But yeah, that's a great one to be on and a great point. That's some not only talent, but just big picture thinking and league race thinking. You know, you don't want to ruin other people's nights just because you made a mistake. Take your lumps, move to the back, regroup, and move forward for a second time.
Yeah, hats off to Chris Shannon for a very strong move there, keeping his car, out of harm's way. He's back racing again for position. Racecraft at its finest. Well done, Chris Shannon.
How about Lester? Lester moving up to second on the outside of Ryman Castle. He's going to take this spot away here on the exit of this corner, I believe. But watch out for the wall, boys. It's got long arms.
Yeah, and it's sticky. So these guys are wanting to stay out of the goo and going fast. It seems like this track wants that high line. So the low line's just not making as many passes we'd like to see.
Yeah, I just can't get it done. You can get that slide job, but then you're going to have to try your darndest to not let them back by with the crossover. Here comes Brian Cole back on the top of Castle. So Castle getting, we usually say hung out, but is this hung in on the bottom?
Yeah, it's the same way. These guys aren't making a lot of speed on that low line as this track temperature's come up a bit, it seems. And so the high line's the fast way around.
All this fighting, though, is just Adam Cole's been loving it. He's like, let me run my line. Let me be careful. 9 to go for Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam's using all the racetrack. He's getting everything out of it he needs to. And, powers down that back straightaway. So Fred Lester up there made it work. He's in second place, and he has been using that low line. So, hats off to Fred. He's found a line nobody else has been able to make work.
Yeah, you got to like what you're seeing out of... Oh, we got some people off the track. Looks like Marvin and Yellow comes out. We have some problems out here. Let's go way back here and see if we can't get a look at what happened. So you see Walker, Marvin, 3 wide with Miller. Miller gets the wall, down into Walker, and he takes out Marvin. They're all in the grass. Great jobs of keeping controls of their vehicles, but the damage has been done, and Marvin just no luck out here so far this season.
Nope, race gods give us and the race gods take us away, and Marvin tonight is a victim of the race gods just not wanting to win this race. We're going to have to wait another week.
Another one, Adam Cole, the restarts he can do pretty good for the first lap or so, but he had control of this race. He's got to think, Lester was his main competition. You think he's happy to see this yellow or unhappy, Baron?
Well, we've seen yellows produce winners, so if he can get a decent run off the start, I think he holds position here, Dean.
Yeah, generally speaking, it's a good thing. I don't know. I think I would have loved to finish the last 7. He was in control there, but we'll see how it goes here. He's got to get a good start. He's going to have Lester on his outside and brother Brian right behind him. Ryman Castle in 4th, Herzog's in 5th, Perry, Werderman, Roel, Shannon, and Hines in your top 10. Right now, someone's getting the wave around. I think that's Tyler Lem coming around. That'd be the lucky dog for Tyler Lem, but he's several laps down, so really not a factor at this point. It's been really unfortunate for Tyler out here tonight. He looked good early on, Baron.
Yeah, great speed out of him. Quality driver. But like we said that time in and time out, these guys, the longer they spend in the series, the better they get. And Tyler, coming to us fairly fresh, and I see flashes of that brilliance. He's going to get to victory lane, Dean. You mark my words.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with the evolution of this series, Baron. These guys have all become great drivers in their own right. I'm not saying they weren't before, but they know each other now. They're an official league. I mean, this is several seasons in by now, and I just love the continuity, right? They've all been around each other for this long, and this is when you get some great racing.
Yeah, and it has been some great racing. So love seeing a short track league like this pan out, and and pay out for that matter. If you're winners, you're getting some money here. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun watching these guys mix it up without mixing it up, if you know what I'm saying. Dean, inquiring minds want to know: you a DC fan or a Marvel fan?
Well, gotta say I'm very disappointed in them all, but I'll go with Marvel when I was younger.
Oh, you're that get off my lawn now, kids, aren't you?
I'm that's what I am right now as an old man.
I like them all, man. I like them all. Turns out in the chat room, I asked the same question: Star Wars or Star Trek, Dean? And we got votes for Wars in the chat room.
That's a tough one. I mean, I love the old original Star Trek, but the iterations of both those series, not too happy where they're taking those things.
I highly recommend for you and the viewers in the audience, if you haven't seen Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Paramount, you are missing a great Star Trek series. It's absolutely awesome. I dare anybody to watch it and then call me a liar. I'll be back here in 2 weeks.
That's not the one where they made the captain there into a blithering old bugger, is it?
No, this is the Enterprise when Captain Pike was at the helm.
Oh, interesting. All right, Adam Cole and Lester, 4 to go. Here we go, folks. Cole with another good start. Lester hanging right in there. He's got a good entry, good run. Oh, but he's slow getting in through there. Oh, great run off, though. Here comes Fred Lester on the low side. Adam Cole, preferred line, trying to hold him off. Lester, another deep drive into 3.
Fred Lester is making that inside line work, and Adam Cole has got his hands full, folks. It's amazing to see Adam just a little cautious getting in there. He didn't want to do too much too early, and then all of a sudden he's got pressure.
And we had Brian Cole and the one of Ryman Castle get together a little bit. Both guys, great job, but it looks like the beneficiary, Brian Cole, and perhaps Herzog, who's swapping paint with Castle. He sends him up into the wall on the final lap. We stay with our leaders. It's going to be Adam Cole out here trying to get his victory. Behind him, Lester and Brian Cole fighting. One more corner for Adam Cole in the K-T.org machine. It's Adam Cole. Castle sends it in deep on the bottom. Can he make it stick? No. It's Adam Cole with the victory here in the Gunslinger Whiskey 100.
Fred Lester takes second place, holds on for his first podium finish of the season. Brian Cole, where did he come from, right? Third place, love it.
Love it. Roel comes in 4th. You got Perry in 5th. Some great finishes. Werderman with a good 6th. Shannon battles back to 7th. Hines in 8th. Termeyer recovers for 9th. And Bruce Pearson in the top 10. But hey, Adam Cole burning them down here.
Love seeing it, man. Adam bringing home that K-T.org machine. Like to see the 83 in victory lane. This is the second one of the season. By God, he's found something, Dean.
Love seeing it. Adam back in victory lane, and boy, is he happy out here. Can't wait to talk to him. We'll get interviews with our top three momentarily. All right, welcome back here to the Gunslinger Whiskey 100 in the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series, where Adam Cole got out here, took this victory. What a great job by Adam Barron.
Yeah, it sure was. Good to see it. Glad Adams made his way to the front on pit strategy. We called it earlier in the race. It's the only thing we got right, Dean.
It was the only thing we got right tonight. Well, I don't know. I don't know about your porn site thing. Seemed to be pretty accurate as well, Baron.
Yeah, that and Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I'm deadly accurate on that one. But by God, we act like we know how to call a race, don't we?
Well, folks, you're gonna have to check that out just so we can call out Baron if he's right or wrong. See how his tastes are, because we're never too sure.
And just in time to hear us call ourselves a bunch of liars and fools, Jason Spears makes an appearance with us. Jason Spear, I should say, makes an appearance. Jason, welcome to the booth.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we come bring in Jason awful late here, so probably not enough to know what's going on here. But I'll tell you someone who knows what's going on. That's Mr. Brian Cole in the 10, part of this thrilling race here at Iowa, and grabs third place. A solid finish again, Brian.
Thank you. This track's always fun to run. I got 3, 4 grooves you can run. It's a lot of fun.
Man, oh man, it is. It's one of the tracks in the super lates that made me enjoy iRacing again. I really love it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching you guys. But you talk about several grooves. We seem to see a common groove, at least on the long run there, Brian. Talk about especially 1 and 2. You guys weren't getting down to that yellow line at all.
No, it just I tried to run a little higher just to try to save my right front tire, and then when somebody was behind you, it was so hard to pass on the bottom. If you could just keep your momentum up on the outside, it just made it real tough for the person behind you to pass you, even if they were a little faster. So uh, I don't know. I thought I did a pretty good job of saving tires, but then when I tried to turn it on, I couldn't gain any ground. So I must have not have done as good a job as I thought before that pit stop.
Well, and the other thing is, Brian, that wall will reach out and grab you, and it went out and grabbed you one time. You get these cars out on that high side, and that you can yaw out that rear end a little bit, and she'll grab you. And talk a little bit about maybe not just you getting hit by the wall, but several guys. I mean, it doesn't take much to get hung up on that wall, does it?
Now, something about, I think coming out of turn 2, it's like a little bump, and if you hit it just right, it kind of sends you up there. So you just got to be aware of where you are on the track. And I was right around some people driving pretty hard at the time, and I just didn't let off the gas and got into the wall. And I think I did it again the next lap. But yeah, it's just if you just hit that bump just right, it's easy to do.
Well, man, another great finish, Brian. Of course, Adam grabs the win. I mean, that's got to make you somewhat happy here to see Adam out here grabbing that.
Yeah, he ran a good race. He stayed up front all race, and he was fast.
Well, we look forward now, Brian, and you head to Bristol. How you feeling about that one?
I love that track. I have no idea how it's going to go on these cars. I don't know if we've run there in this league before. We may have. I just don't remember it. But that's a fun track. So should be very entertaining.
All right. Well, congrats again on your third place, Brian, and a good points night. Walker a little bit off tonight, so perhaps you move into the points lead. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But congrats on this third place finish.
Thank you. Yeah, he didn't get any practice. He had basketball practice and got here just in time to qualify. So I think he got caught up in a wreck or two, but I don't know. He'll probably go back to kicking my butt next week.
There you go. You never know when the young fella's going to be able to come up there and do it on a consistent pace. That was Brian Cole Barron, third place finisher here this evening in this Gunslinger Whiskey 100.
Yeah, and hell of a run. And speaking of a hell of a run, Fred Lester joins us in the booth with a second place finish tonight. Fred, welcome to Wind Tunnel TV. Tell us about your evening, my friend.
Thank you. I just had a little bad luck at the beginning of the race. Got a little loose, went through the grass. And then finally I got that last caution, what I was looking for, and just kind of took it easy and hope people wrecked the way out of it.
Now I got to tell you, Fred, we were watching your race as the night progressed. You were really making that low line work, or everybody else wanted the high line. What did you find down there that was helping you out?
I done something tonight I ain't never tried, and I run a real high steering offset, and it seemed to help a lot.
Well, it
Helped me a
sure
lot.
did. It took you all the way up to second place. So, Fred, we're headed off to Bristol next week. It's a crown jewel event. Second place tonight. What are the chances of you visiting Victory Lane next week?
I hope it's good, but I kind of doubt it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's the sound of a confident man right there, Dean.
I know. There's so many good racers in here.
Yeah, there are some very good races, and look, you just all made them look at the back end of your bumper, except for one. Great race tonight. Fred, inquiring minds want to know: you a Star Wars or a Star Trek man?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. You're a Captain
Yeah.
Kirk guy. To hell
Yeah.
with
I love it.
Luke
I love it.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Dean, that is our second place finisher in the number 48 car. It's Fred Lester. Happy to have him up here.
Yeah, I mean, Fred, a heck of a race, man. He looked great out there. Said he was taking it easy. I don't know about that. He looked like he was pushing for all he's worth, but a hell of a good run by him. But right now, we turn our attention to the K-T.org machine of the 83, Adam Cole down in Victory Lane. Congratulations, Adam.
Thank you so much, Dean. It's a long time coming trying to get in victory lane with these raid guys and the super late models, and finally pieces came together, and that was pretty cool. That was a fun race.
Absolutely. Not only the raid guys, but the Cole guys, too. Give you a little bit of bragging rights here tonight.
Yeah, I feel like if I can have one or both of them in my rearview mirror, I'm having a good night. So I hate it that Walker had the trouble that he did. He didn't get to practice either, so he definitely would have been, I think, maybe a little bit more of a threat. But all in all, I think a good night, as I think Brian finished in third. So, man, it feels good to finally get this win.
It was a great run, Adam. And, late in the race there, you're doing a great job out front. And you're seeing some battling going on behind you. And you got to be thinking, yes, keep battling each other. Keep burning that stuff up.
Every time I saw two cars side by side behind me, I was just loving every minute of it, because on the bottom, you can lose so much momentum to the guy on the outside. So if I saw him continue to stay side by side down the straightaway, I knew that was good for me. And those late cautions kind of helped out and played in my favor as well.
Well, they do, but they're also scary. I mean, you got someone like Lester up there. He's hungry, you're hungry, and you got to think he's going to put in a challenge. And he did challenge a little bit there. He was putting a threat to you, Adam.
He definitely did. And I want to thank him for racing me clean. He was getting in so much better than I was before that last caution that I just didn't want to overdrive and give him a chance to use that and get around me at it too. So, but that was fun to get a good, decent restart, and race with him. And I knew Brian was going to try to give him all he had and the 10 car as well. And luckily it all worked out.
Yeah, it worked out, man. You played it right. I think you were thinking right and holding the correct line and getting that drive off. A marvelous job getting this victory. We look forward now to Bristol, and Bristol going to be a little different in the super lates. How you feeling about that?
Bristol was fun. I won't talk about the last time I was there. Qualified second. It didn't last very long, so hopefully I can not make that same mistake again. But they're fun with these cars. It's so much speed and running the top. It's pretty cool to carry that much momentum down out of turn 2 and out of turn 4 and down those little short straightaways.
Well, we look forward to you, especially knowing you qualified second there. And you talked about making a mistake. You made no mistakes here tonight. And that's basically why you're in victory lane. A super well thought out, clean, and fast race. You end up victorious. Congrats again, Adam. And you got anybody you want to thank or anything? Now's the time, brother.
Yeah, everything really played out pit strategy. I was gonna wait to the very last minute to pit. I saw Marvin and Austin pit. Was just hoping we'd see that caution, and it came out just in time. But yeah, I want to thank Marvin and the Raid League. Such a fun group of guys to be with. Thank you and the team at Wind Tunnel for broadcasting each and every week and giving our friends and family a chance to watch. Definitely want to thank my sponsors, k-t.org, the KT support group, also America's Mattress and Furniture Mart NC.com, as well as Sellers Racing.
All right, there you have it. Adam Cole, Baron, victorious tonight, and talking a little bit about his race there, saying some interesting things along the way. It takes a lot to win one of these things, doesn't it, Baron?
No easy feat. There's a lot of talent in this league, and there's a lot of guys out here that know how to get around these tracks week in and week out. So if you find yourself in victory lane, you've done something, Dean.
You definitely have. I mean, it's especially now. I mean, we keep looking at it and I keep talking about it, the evolution of this league. It's been amazing to me to just see it transform. And it's probably perspective, right? The longer we've been broadcasting, the more that we know them. But you've got guys down here. Colin J. Kennedy finished last tonight. Miller in 15th. Herzog 14th. Walker Cole 13th. Castle, Newton. These are the guys at the bottom, not at the top. This league has evolved, and it is tough to win one out here, Baron.
Yeah, it sure is. And to your point, any given week, anybody can find themselves in victory lane. I like what they're doing. They're putting the practices together. I've seen the reports and I've seen guys attending practices. They're really putting the time in, and it's translating to great finishes here on the track. And let's be honest, Dean, that's what it takes to be a winner in any league across the iRacing series.
Absolutely, it is. And we see here the updated points. Brian Cole now within 1 point. Now, these are unofficial, but within 1 point of Walker. Kennedy drops back a little bit. Termeyer sitting there in fourth. Adam makes a leap up one spot into fifth. And then Newton, Perry, Miller, Lester, Roel all in there. But we're going to have a great one. 2 races to go. Could be the Coles battling it out. It might shift up here. I'm not sure if we still have drops to use. I think they've used them all at this point, and it's just a race out by now. But Walker and Brian, father and son, probably going to battle down to the end. Jason, we take it to you. What are your thoughts on this wonderful league?
Man, these guys put it on. They race hard, door to door. It's just a great league to be able to sit up in the booth and watch all the action and the hard driving. It's just a great group to watch. I hate I missed the race tonight, but I caught the tail end of it actually, and I was just surprised how hard these guys were battling for position.
Were you surprised at the commentary at all?
Yes,
The lack of
that
professionalism in the
I
booth.
was. Yes, absolutely.
So
Well,
we put you on the spot here late, Jason. I really thought I was going to catch you off guard, but the pro you are, you come in here, no problem. You can try me whenever you want, Dean, no problem. And I bring him in, folks, because Jason will probably be in next week. I don't think Baron able to make it, and we got a heck of a
no.
replacement with Jason Spear here.
And no, I can't make it. So I'm wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving next week. I'll be watching it from a lands afar. But yeah, Jason, go ahead and keep the seat warm for me, buddy. I can't wait to see the broadcast.
Absolutely. I can't wait to watch them run Bristol. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch father and son go at it and still fight for this championship.
Absolutely. Going to be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll have that coverage next Sunday. And we're on the wrong thing here, and I probably had the whole broadcast on the wrong thing, so we'll let that go. But these things happen once in a while.
Quality broadcasting at its finest.
At least, at least we have the right logo up here. It's the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series, folks. We've got it every Wednesday night at 9:20 p.m. So please come back next week. 2 races left. Gonna be thrilling. But here from Iowa in the Gunslinger Whiskey 100, where Adam Cole was victorious. That's gonna wrap it up. I'm Dean Doucette with Baron Labosco and Jason Spear up in the booth, and we'll see you right here next time in Wintell TV.